Welcome to KPC for Sunday morning meditation. Let's begin by taking a moment to remember our motivation for being here today and for doing this meditation practice together. So, before we begin any activity, whether it be meditation or listening to a Dharma teaching or sitting down to do a group practice, we always want to begin with our motivation or our bodhicitta intention, which is the compassionate wish to free all beings from suffering. And our motivation determines the direction of our actions. So that's why it's important to begin with our proper motivation. So let's take a moment to establish that now in our minds. All right, so the meditation we'll be doing today is called Shamatha meditation, as taught by Jetsama in her book Stabilizing the Mind. So, what is meditation? We always start by kind of trying to define what exactly meditation is, because we hear so many different things about meditation nowadays. It's kind of everywhere. It's a bit of a buzzword. Um, People use it to relax, to lower their blood pressure, to calm their stress. But meditation is it's the natural state of our mind when it's relaxed, when it's stable and open. It trains our mind to be calm and relaxed and yet wakeful and alert. So the whole point, and each week we emphasize this, the whole point of meditation is to create more spaciousness in our mind. And I think we could all use a little bit of that, especially in these modern times and kind of chaotic times that we're living. When are we really giving our mind space and rest? We have so many demands on our time, on our energy. And we can think of all the ways we care for our body. Maybe we exercise or have, take vitamins, or we get warm clothes in the winter. All these ways to make our minds or our bodies more at ease. But what are we doing for our mind? And when are we kind of taking time to tap into that deeper awareness, that deeper spaciousness and stability of mind? When we create that spaciousness, it affects everything in our life. It can't not. It affects our emotions, how we balance our emotions, how we how we can allow time between our actions and reactions. So a little bit of pause, a little bit of a buffer space so that we can respond in a more spacious and open way. Again, there's so much coming at us in this kind of modern life we're living, especially at this time. There's just so much, there can be so much mental agitation and inflammation of the mind. And so this is really a way to just cool the mind. And it then affects everything we do out in the world and how we interact with people and how we respond to situations. So in Buddhism, it's very important because it's the first step in developing bodhicitta, which again is that compassionate wish to free all beings from suffering. So let's take a comfortable seat. I'm sitting on the floor, but you can sit on a chair if that's better for you. I'll be cross-legged on the floor. And if you're in a chair, maybe it's more comfortable to put your hands on your thighs. But a traditional way for our hand posture would be the right hand over the left with our thumbs touching like this. And then we place that in our lap. Make sure our shoulders are back, our elbows are back. And really, no matter if we're sitting on the ground or in a chair, we want a straight spine. So our spine is lifted and we're breathing naturally. It might take a few deep breaths to get to our natural rhythm of our breath. And we're going to keep our eyes opened and relaxed and gazing down towards the floor. And it's like we're drawing a line from the bridge of our nose extending out to the floor and picking a point on that line to rest our gaze. So we're not resting our gaze in a, kind of very concentrated or rigid way where we're staring at the floor. We're really resting our gaze in that direction. And again, we're breathing naturally. We'll have a little bit of space so that some breath can go through the mouth like this. So we do that by putting the tip of our tongue in the back of our teeth, almost like we're saying the word L. So just a little bit of space so that we have air coming through the mouth like that. So just the mouth is ever so slightly open like that. Again, our eyes are open and gazing towards the floor. And we're breathing as natural as possible. Again, it might take us a little bit to get to that natural rhythm. And our focus is on our breath. So sometimes, there's other things we can put our focus on, like maybe we're looking at a statue or a candle or a flower. But today we're focusing, just our single point of concentration is on the breath. And the breath is always with you. So you can always tap into the awareness of your breath. So we're going to be just putting a very light attention on our breath. We're not thinking, okay, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. It's not like that. It's a very light attention. It's a gossamer thin attention on the breath. Your attention is like a feather gently riding the surface of your breath. So as thoughts arise, we're just going to let them go. A thought might arise almost like a bubble going to the surface of the pond, and we just let it pop. At the top, it just pop and let it go. So, and we might have many, many thoughts, but we just want to let them go as easy as we can and return to the breath. So, our meditation isn't lost by having thoughts. It's by going down the road with them. It's by inspecting them and judging them and thinking, oh, I'm doing so good. Oh, I'm horrible at this. Whatever that inner self-talk is and all those thoughts, or, maybe outer distractions in the room or sounds that you hear, again, we're going to drop it and return to this. So again and again and again, you're returning to the breath. And over time, this will get easier. Meditation is not about instant results. Of course, you might, feel some more spaciousness in your mind after one time doing meditation, but it's really about growing your practice over time. And you see the real benefits over time, that spaciousness and stability of mind. So right now we're going to just start with 5 minutes. And again, if those thoughts get really crazy, so many thoughts, we can imagine cutting the thoughts or throwing the thoughts out, whatever it does, whatever helps you to return to that breath. So I'm going to pull out my timer here. I'll do 5 minutes starting. Hopefully you can hear the timer starting now. All right. If you need to stretch or grab some water. So, sometimes we don't really understand how busy our minds are until we are quiet in meditation. And then we realize, wow, there's so many kind of gross and subtle thoughts, just like very, big thoughts that are kind of right there. You hear them in your mind, but then really subtle thoughts or subtle feelings, or maybe paying attention to like a body sensation or a tightness in the body. So there's just kind of levels of distraction that we can have during meditation. Um, and really, it's about not becoming attached to any sort of result or any sort of feeling in our meditation. So, the point of meditation is not to feel good or feel blissed out or, oh no, the next day I was so busy, I feel really bad about that, or God, I'm horrible at this. So it's not, we don't want to get attached to each individual time we sit down and do meditation, the feeling of it, or was it good? Was it bad? That's not the point. That's not the intention. Really, this is a practice that we do again and again, and slowly we see that result of stability and spaciousness in our mind, and that's the point. Yeah, we don't want meditation to be yet one more thing that we are attached to, or um, you know, in Buddhism, we're always trying to abandon our attachments, not be so clinging, grasping to our experience and phenomena around us. So we don't want to make meditation, the feel good of meditation, one more thing that we're trying to desire or grasp or cling to. So again, just whatever result comes, whether you're totally distracted one day or whether your mind feels really clear, it's like, okay, I'll show up again tomorrow. I'll do this again. So let's do a longer meditation now. And then we'll end with a shorter one too. So, okay. There we go. Starting now. Okay. All right. So we'll finish with a shorter time, shorter session, and we will wrap up with dedication prayers. And that's really a time we can dedicate the virtue and merit, like the blessing of our meditation practice. the sake of all sentient beings. So let's do another short session to finish. And okay, I'll get my timer here. Again, we want to have our straight spine, our hands in our lap or on our thighs, right over left, our thumbs touching, hands in our lap, our shoulders back, our elbows back, our spine is lifted. We're staring down towards the floor like we're creating a line, a bridge, a line from the bridge of our nose and picking a point on that line to rest our gaze. So our eyes are relaxed and open, and our tongue is on the tip of our tongue is behind our front teeth, like we're making the letter L. So the mouth is slightly open and relaxed, breathing in. We're breathing in naturally. And again, if any thoughts come up, we're just going to let them go, not go down the road with them. Just return again and again to the breath. So the breath is the central focus, the single pointed attention of this meditation. So let's try the shorter session to finish, starting now. right. Now we will do the dedication prayers together. And I'll put these up on the screen. So again, we're sealing in the blessing and the virtue of doing this practice together, dedicating it to all beings. Throughout my many lives and until this moment, whatever virtue I've accomplished, including the merit generated by this practice, and all that I'll ever attain, this I offer for the welfare of sentient beings. May sickness, war, famine, and suffering be decreased for every being, while their wisdom and compassion increase in this and every future life. May I clearly perceive all experiences to be as insubstantial as the dream fabric of the night, and instantly awaken to perceive the pure wisdom display in the arising of every phenomenon. May I quickly attain enlightenment in order to work ceaselessly for the liberation of all sentient beings. Buddhas and Bodhisattvas altogether, whatever kind of motivation you have, whatever kind of beneficial action, whatever kind of wishing prayers, whatever kind of omniscience, whatever kind of life accomplishment, whatever kind of benevolent power, and whatever kind of immense wisdom you have, similarly I, who come in the same way to benefit beings, pray to attain these qualities. By this effort, may all sentient beings be free of suffering. May their minds be filled with the nectar of virtue. In this way, may all causes resulting in suffering be extinguished, and only the light of compassion shine throughout all realms. So thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you for everyone online. We do this every Saturday and Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. So you can always tune in. We will be here throughout the week. If you are looking for more meditation resources, if you go to our YouTube page, Kunzang Peo Choling YouTube page, we have a meditation playlist which has instruction on meditation, meditation techniques, and actually some instruction on other types of meditation too. So if you're interested, you can check that out there. And if you are local, we have a drum circle at 11:30 over at the Guru Rinpoche statue, which is across the street. And we chant mantra together. And you're welcome to bring a drum or percussive instrument, but we also have some to share. So if you are interested, that's at 11:30. So hope to see you there. And thank you so much. All right. Goodbye.